Oh, ho, ho, this is the happening thing at the watch along. But can you believe this? It is the Copa del Rey, it is the Coupe de France, it is the DFB Pokal, as well as it is the Coppa Italia quarterfinals going on the same night. Again, four of the big clashes which were happening. It was Atletico Madrid in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals against the likes of Getafe. It was Atlanta getting those humiliations from Bologna. Oh my God, what happened to Gasperini's men Atlanta and getting knocked out in the Coppa Italia quarterfinals against Bologna? Oh my God. And it was Le Mans against Paris Saint-Germain in the Coupe de France round of 16, as well as in the DFB Pokal quarterfinals, it was Stuttgart against the likes of Augsburg. To come straight into it, we will be talking about the two matches. The first one is that of Atletico Madrid against the likes of Getafe. That was a thumping win by Diogo Simeone, the perfect transfers which he has made this summer. And yes, more to that, the transfers, the winter transfers are also up. The swap deals, the loans, the buyback options, the exit clause, everything has come to an end. And now we are moving on to these copas. And apart from that, the transfers, I mean, not that specific transfers being made in this January, but Diogo Simeone, Reggie Blancos, Atletico Madrid has done those perfect summer transfers. And apart from this game, we will be talking about the likes of Atlanta against Bologna. What happened to that mighty Atlanta of Gasperini doing so good? In the Serie A, they are at the third spot. In the Champions League, they are in the top 8. Oh my God. But then also they got those exit from Bologna. That wasn't that thing which was happening. To talk about the squad of Atlanta first, let's have a look at it. It was the likes of Retigui and Ketalare in the starting lineup with Pasalic, Zapacosta, Dirun, Ederson, Belanova, Dimitri, Hein, Toloi, and Petriaso were there. But why has Gasperini opted to this lineup? Because to talk about precise into this, it is the injuries of Lukman, Skemaka, Scalvini, Karanishi, Kesaunu, as well as Kolasinac. Whom was Gasperini going to make those changes happen against Bologna? Bologna are at the 12th spot of the Serie A. But then also in these stats, if you have a look of what is that perfect thing which happened, it was both the teams going for those 13 shots. The men in blue were Atlanta, the men in red were Bologna. A total of 45% possession by Bologna, whereas that of 55% with those of Gasperini's Atlanta. But they had got those one big chances and they just couldn't get it converted, whereas the likes of Bologna getting those one big chance, and it was Castro on the 88th minute getting those goals converted. Atlanta down with injuries. Again, I would repeat that the long schedule and the fixtures of the Champions League, of the different Copas, of the domestic league, as well as the Serie A, the players are getting injured because the teams who are not having those squad depth are definitely not going to get those big wins and those big trophies at the end of the season. This is what is happening for most of the teams, and the injuries are causing a big blow. So that is what was for Atlanta, because they couldn't get those chances converted. Their strikers, the likes of Lukman, the likes of their Calvini, the likes of their Skemaka, Kasonu, that centre back, Kanashi, Kolasinac, Gasperini's men were just a stalemate in this game, doing so much good. At the end, the results just couldn't make it that better. It was all that in the knockout stage Atlanta and Bologna had faced. It is Juventus and Empoli who are going to face in the quarterfinals of this on February 26th. Milan and Roma is upcoming tomorrow. We will be having the watch of that as well. But it is Inter and Lazio. So, like the Super Copas, in this, we are not going to watch Juventus and Atlanta face. It is Bologna who is going to face the winners of Juventus and Empoli. But there are expectations that we can get Sergio Conceição's Milan, AC Milan against the likes of Simone Inzaghi's Inter Milan again. If AC Milan are getting those wins against Roma in the quarterfinals, and Inter are going to get those wins against Lazio. Another Milan derby upcoming, because in the month of January we had back-to-back two Milan derbies, one in the Supercoppa and the next in the Serie A. That was all about this Coppa Italia, but the most happening game was where the bookkeepers, I mean the bookmakers, couldn't just had the perfect estimate that whether the Rochi Blancos Atletico Madrid are going to get those big wins. And if you have a look of the lineup over here, it was Atletico Madrid so lethal in their build-up. I mean, the transfers which Diogo Simeone has made this season, it is looking so lethal. To be precise of Atletico Madrid about the transfers which they have made, they have got Juan Musso from Atlanta on loan, Lenglet from Barcelona on loan, Gallagher from Chelsea, that is a good buy, Alvarez from Manchester City, a definite good hunt which Diogo Simeone is going, Sorloth from Villarreal, that is a good buy, and Lee Normand from Real Sociedad, whereas the players which they have gone out in the fixtures are not that so much important or critical to be getting, because Diogo Simeone has been picking up the squad. Most of the players are from Spain, Argentina, one from Brazil and two from France. That is what Diogo Simeone is cooking up. And with the likes of his own Giuliano Simeone, this man on the pitch, scoring twice. That was the first half edge, which Giuliano Simeone gets it so good, and he got those two goals. But in the late of the first half, it was again the likes of Samuel Luno who was doing it good. Talking about this game, Julian Alvarez wasn't looking that clinical in those finishings. He was getting those ball in those positions inside the box, but he is not getting those clinical finishings for this match. But prior to this, the game against Leverkusen, he was lethal, as well as in the La Liga, he has been doing it so good. Julian Alvarez, much of his expectations will be against the Los Blancos Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu this weekend, and that game, the Madrid derby, is going to come big. But we will talk about that a bit later. Talking about Getafe, in the first half, they were looking hilarious. Nothing was looking in their build-ups, and every time the Rojiblancos Atletico were going on for those counters, they were making it straight for those nets. And that happened in the first half. Atletico were up by 3 goals. In the second half, there were some expectations that they are going to get those 5 and 6 goals as per our predictions which we made. But the super subs, Korea and Sorloth, netting it once, added to those 2 more goals, the substitutions which were made. But again, to talk about Diogo Simeone, talking about this man, I mean, 15 years he has been at the Atletico Madrid. He has got those 715 matches as the managerial role at the Rojiblancos, 427 wins, 154 draws, and 134 losses. Diogo Simeone is that number and those stats counting at the Rojiblancos in the La Liga. But what is in store for him this season in the Champions League will also be a big watch, because in those brackets, can he get those sticky getaways with those other teams, or will he face those big teams, because he has been a bit unlucky in the Champions League aspects. But this time, Diogo Simeone's men are looking it good. And apart from this game, in the likes of Copa del Rey quarterfinals, tomorrow we'll be having the likes of Liga getting on with Real Madrid, Los Blancos with the injuries of Antonio Rudiger, David Alaba also back to the injuries, and yes, the likes of Carvajal, the likes of Militao, and the likes of Camavinga is also there. But to talk about Atletico Madrid, when they are going to face Los Blancos, it is their player Lee Normat on the defense. Due to this suspension, a red card, he will not be seen. But to add 2 more to it, the aspect of their lineup, where is Xavi Galan is the man who is also on the injuries. That is the Madrid derby which we will be looking on. But for tomorrow's game, Leganes against Real Madrid are definitely going to cruise it big for our predictions. And it is also Real Sociedad and Osasuna on February 7th, whereas Valencia and Barcelona is also that on February 7th. The winners of these 2 matches will face in the semi-finals, whereas Atletico Madrid already on the semi-finals will face Real Madrid. Again, a Madrid derby upcoming, and that is going to be big. But apart from this, there is also 2 Madrid derbies coming, 2 Milan derbies coming. Oh my God, football is taking a big toll in this month of February. The Valentines. Who is your Valentine in the pitch of football? Do write in the comment section below. And what are your predictions for the upcoming matches? And yes, come for our watch-alongs. Every day we are having those live matches, watch-alongs, and join us for those cheeky links. Have a good goaling and have a good Valentine's month. Keep going, guys.